Hello YouTube, Komodo Gaming here, bringing you another episode of Planet Coaster. Today it's going to be much like the last episode. I'm not live commentating, I'm just talking over a time lapse. I kind of like that format. I'm not building anything like huge today. I'm not going to do like a coaster or anything, so that's why I'm going to keep this format for this video. Next episode, that might change. We might go, depending on how far I get, my thought or my plan is to do another coaster. It depends on how far I get in this area here. But yeah, I've got a little bit more work to do after I record this commentary. But yeah, what I'm working on right now, if you checked out the last episode, I've been doing like this pirate city. And the spot I've worked in, I've always talked about doing some sort of port or something. Well, we're actually going to do I'm going to do a little cove over here. There's going to be like a cliff, and this pathway is going to go through it. And that's going to lead to the port. I've got a way that I think I can do this. I've seen some people, and it's really unique. They grab the modern like building style, and they'll take the blue roof, and they'll stick it on the floor. And if you stick it in a big area, it actually looks like water. So I'm going to do that here in a minute. You'll see it in the video. Here's the skull thing. I call it a thing. It's the skull rock that I originally had on a path in the other section. I deleted that and I decided to move it over here. The thought is to like create a big cliff on the right side here and have it. Some of it I think I'm going to make cover. It's going to act like kind of like a tunnel, and I think it'll cover up quite a bit of this path. And then I just want to build up that right side and kind of cover the background. And the left side is going to be more open because that's where the water is going to be. So I think it's going to look, I mean, once I'm through with it, I've already seen how far I've gotten. It's not like I'm live commenting. Like I said, I already know what's going to happen here. But I think it looks good. You'll see it here in a second where I kind of left off. I still have more work to do, and I eventually want to work around to doing another coaster. Now, I might have made a mistake by sticking all the pirate-themed rides. I already stuck them all in that one area. I'm thinking about moving one of those rides over into this new area and also having a coaster over here. Also in this video, I'm going to go over, I did create one more building in the pirate area. We'll talk about that more once we get over to that part of the video. Here you can see me laying down the blue roof, which it looks pretty good. I mean, it doesn't look like it passes as water. I mean, they don't have any water in the actual game right now. And they have this really, like, I want to use all the props, and they have this really huge, like, pirate ship. And it's so kind of out of place that you don't have any water in the game, so you don't know really where to stick it. It's not like a wrecked pirate ship or anything. It's fully intact, and it lights up. I was like, oh, I need water to stick this in. So this is the I've seen this solution used on, I think it's the subreddit. And I've seen some people implement it, and I think it looks good, so I'm going to definitely do that. I might have made a mistake. I'm going to go back and look at it again. I might not have this, like, by the time I'm through, I might need more water, because I didn't realize actually how big it was. Like, it's, like, even when I was building right here, I was like, oh yeah, for sure, I'm going to be able to fit it in this spot. And then at some point I took it out and measured, and I was like, oh, never mind. We need more water. So, this is just, like I said, showing the start of the cliff and all that. You can see I'm surrounding the right side of the path, and I'm just sticking these rocks together. And if you stick them together in ways that kind of make sense, it actually looks pretty good, and it looks like an actual like cliff. You will see me occasionally go in and like fiddle or take one out. You know, something looks really odd, or they're not ghosting into each other right. But it's a lot of work, though. I mean, you're talking about trying to fill up a big area with all these little individual rocks and trying to make it look good. Also, you see what I'm doing here. I'm making the as dense as possible. Like I'm putting vegetation in. I'm just trying to make everything look busy. And what's really kind of amazing about this game is, even in my really, really busy areas in this park, it does not seem to be really affecting the frame rate. And I don't know. I guess it's just kind of weird, like how even for like it being an alpha, it's really well optimized. This is like miles ahead of the way RollerCoaster Tycoon World is right now. RollerCoaster Tycoon World doesn't look nearly as good, and it runs like crap. Like, other times it runs fine. But it'll have its random, like, massive frame rate drops. And you just don't see that here. And it's really strange to me that, that can be like that. But, yeah, here's where you can see I just pulled out the pirate ship and realized, oh, crap, this thing's huge. I need to definitely figure out a way to fit this into the park. So, yeah, let's see. Where are we at now? I'm also you're going to show myself extending out this wall here in a minute. And once we get over there, I'll talk about that a little bit more. If you watched my last video, I talked about enclosing this whole area. And, I want to enclose most of it. The back part's going to be open where the port is. But I think it would look cool that the city itself is surrounded by those walls. So I extend that out here in a minute. I haven't finished that. I'm still a little confused of what I'm going to do over by the coaster. That coaster sets up on a hill, and it's really hard to, that wall wants to sink in and stay level with the ground. Like, it doesn't want to stay level. It wants to stay level with where it started. So once you start getting to the uphill part, it just kind of goes into the ground. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do over there. I'll have to think about it. But yeah, here I am building the wall. Really what I'm going for, like I said, I'm talking about enclosing it, but I'm also, I really want to incorporate the next coaster. That's why I'm building all the scenery and buildings first. I really want to, have that coaster go in and out of buildings. I want to use as many props as possible, because I still have quite a few to use in this pirate area. So I've got it, and there's another prop in there. It's the Kraken, whatever you want to call it. It's the big monster, the animatronic monster. And it, like the pirate ship, is absolutely massive. So I want to use it. I'm just not sure where to use it. So if you guys have any ideas, you can always comment below. I'm up for suggestions because I'm not at a loss or something. I do have some plans for what I'm going to do with it, but I'm still up in the air about what I'm actually going to do. Yeah, let's see. I'm almost through this section. I didn't add that big of a section, that huge of a section of wall. I just wanted to get it pointed in the right direction. That way, once I'm over here building the port area, I know where that wall is going to eventually come out and either run through the port or somehow, I don't know if I'm going to just end it at some point. I'm not sure. But yeah, between it and I've still got a lot of work to do. Like I said, and this is about the only way I can think of doing these videos, especially for just when I'm building buildings and stuff. I mean, I've watched other YouTubers. This seems like the most efficient way to show that to people. So we're going to keep up with doing it like this. But yeah, you can see here that I'm still extending this water out. And I've come to the realization, this thing is going to need to be extended out much further. I'm probably going to actually raise that pathway back up where that bridge is, and I'm going to raise it and continue it on. My initial thought was to maybe move the pirate ship ride that you see, but I'm not sure. I don't think I actually like the way where it is, and I like the scenery around it. I think I'm going to wind up moving one of the smaller rides. It's near the coaster. I'm thinking about moving it over here. And in its place, I can always stick a building or something. I might, depending on which way I'm going to aim that wall, instead of going up, I have a tower that the coaster goes through. I might send it behind the station and make it come out the other side. I'm not sure. But anyways, moving on. What I'm building here, I wanted to put a kind of tavern or restaurant building here. I said that I'm not going to make all my buildings where you can walk into, but I figured I might as well get one more that you can. Because technically my last building, you couldn't walk into it. It was really the alleyway, which was like a marketplace. There was no actual going into a building. The building looks a little, I would say it looks a little weird because it almost looks like they're walking into, but if you zoom down there, you can tell it's two separate buildings. It's just this alleyway that connects them. So this is my first building that I actually want to have people just walk in and look like they're actually, doing things in there. I really wish they would have some tables and stuff that you could set and make it look like a restaurant in there. because I'm going to put the 2 facilities in there, and they just kind of go into those and walk out. I think it would just be really neat. I'm pretty sure that's coming, because you kind of need like paths and trash cans, or not paths, benches and like trash cans and stuff for the paths. So I figured that would be really cool, like on the inside. That was always something fun about RollerCoaster Tycoon 3, that you would send those paths through the custom buildings, and you'd stick like benches and stuff, and they'd sit in there and eat. So it was, it's cool. They'd actually go into a building, sit, order their food, sit down, eat, and then walk out. Hopefully that would come soon. I don't know when. But speaking of RollerCoaster Tycoon 3, I've had somebody, or I think maybe a couple people actually suggest that I play RollerCoaster Tycoon 3. And as of right now, I don't think I'm going to. I'm kind of wanting to keep on the newer, more relevant games. I love RollerCoaster Tycoon 3, but it would seem like it'd be just a smarter idea to stick with Planet Coaster, since it is a newer game. Of course, my Planet Coaster series isn't like a huge view bringer. I do this series because I absolutely love it. And I'm not saying that I don't love Scrap Mechanic. I have over 100 hours of Scrap Mechanic. It's absolutely awesome. The thing about Scrap Mechanic, I do lose a lot of hours in it. When I say I lose hours in it, a lot of times builds don't go right, and eventually I'm going to do a failed build video, because I have a lot of saves on there that I've wasted tons of hours and I didn't get any footage out of it because the build wound up not working. So that will be something that we're going to do in the future. I'll show you that. But like what I'm saying with Planet Coaster, I don't lose footage on it. Anything I do, I get to keep. I mean, if it's me building a building, it's me placing a ride, building a coaster, I don't lose it. It's all good footage to me. Like I said, some people might not want to watch me build buildings like this. Speaking of what I'm doing here, I actually changed it. I screwed up just in case. I wanted to go for a 2, I want to use stone on the bottom, that sand, I guess it's sandstone on top. The front looks really plain. I actually go back here. You'll see me correct it here in a minute. I'm going to add arches in there and kind of make it like an open restaurant. But yeah, so that's one thing I like about Planet Coaster. I can go in here, and I really think the time-lapse videos are really cool too. So it gives me some good footage, gives me something I'm really happy with. So I guess while we're on the subject, I'm going to ramble. Well, I've been rambling since I'm not having to explain everything I'm doing on screen. Definitely this series, I'm trying to pick it up. We're going to get this episode today, and then probably one maybe tomorrow or the day after. I got a little off track last week, or technically this week. My job, if you've watched my Scrap Mechanic videos, you know that I was going to have a tough weekend with my job this week. And I wound up missing a video on Thursday, which was disappointing to me, because I got into the groove of doing 6 to 7 videos a week. I originally wasn't doing that. That wasn't even the plan. At first, I was going to do 3 videos a week, and that was it. But I moved on, and I started, picking up my schedule, because I saw the channel was gaining a lot of momentum, and I thought, let's capitalize on it. Let's try to put out as much content as possible, and try to keep it, I would say quality content. But yeah, so occasionally I'm going to fall off the rocker with that, but I'm going to try to stay as consistent as possible. Planet Coaster I need to be more consistent on. I know definitely my spacing sometimes between episodes isn't the greatest, but I'm going to definitely try to kick that up and try to keep it consistent for you guys, especially the guys that just, you really like my Planet Coaster builds here. But yeah, on this building here, you see I'm going for this open, I don't want to say market style again. You see those busy streets, and they have those really open buildings. Say you go to I don't know what you even want to call it. You would say these open marketplace. I guess I'm going to use the market word. You go to these open marketplaces. You get these buildings that are just open. You walk in, and you get food, shopping, and all that. That's what I'm going for here. I need to go back. I know I don't do it in this video. I need to do something with that balcony. I wasn't sure if I just wanted to leave the building open or if I wanted to make it, put railings. I don't 100% like the railings they give you in the game. They give you this one strange set that's got these, support beams that come down, which that's fine on the front. But when you go to switch it to, the sides, sometimes those support beams they just set in air. like they're just there. I kind of wish they didn't have those support beams on there. That way you can, hide the fact that maybe is not supposed to be in that position. That's why you saw me a while ago. Probably, I think I tried to place some of them, and then I noticed that those support beams were sticking out, and I didn't really like that. Here I'm going through and playing around with windows and balcony combinations, trying to figure out which one I'm actually happy with and how many windows I want to have on the side. And I know I screwed it up here. You can see me delete several times, just trying to figure out what I actually want to do. So that's always kind of strange. There you saw the wooden beams that I was talking about. They're really nice, and they're good for like if you're doing something in the ground. And they're good if you're doing something where you just have the balcony on the front. But once you go to like corners and stuff, if you don't have a solid wall below it, like the arches I had below this balcony, those support posts just kind of set in midair, and I really don't like that. So that's why it doesn't look like. That's why I don't have anything here. But yeah, I'm fairly satisfied with the way this building came out. I'm still not like on the level. Well, I'm not near the level with some of these builders on YouTube. Some of these people are absolutely just crazy, and they build like it's nothing. Oh, here's the part I was talking about with the trying to place the balcony. But yeah, some of these builders on YouTube are absolutely amazing, and I'm working around to that level. I wouldn't say that level, but I'm working around, practicing more, and I'm just trying to make this whole area as dense and make it look like as much of a city as possible. So I'm really satisfied with my progress as far as buildings. I mentioned it in the last video. I do have a separate park that I go in and sometimes just practice buildings and a little bit on coaster design, and I'm still doing that. So this is only going to get better. It might not look like the most fantastic buildings right now, but it will get better. But anyways, guys, that's probably going to wrap it up for this episode, and thanks for watching. If you'd like to like the video, subscribe. We'll have plenty more Planet Coaster footage coming up, and we'll see you guys next time.